Okay, so shall we start?
Okay, sir. So, I'll give you a welcome address, sir.
Yeah, please,
Then we can start, sir.
please.
Okay, participants, it's a very warm welcome to for afternoon session. So now the session is going to handle by Mr. Vadivelan VS, sir. Speaker, Mr. Vadivelan VS. Ma'am? Rami, ma'am, unmute yourself and you can give the welcome address to our resource person.
Guys, am I audible? Vasant sir, I'll do one thing. I'll give a quick intro, then I'll start with the session. If there's any challenges.
Yeah, just 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. So, dear participants, I will give the intro about our resource person. Mr. Vadivelan VS is a manager in information security and is having a 24 years of experience. Is a red teaming expert and performed various cybersecurity activities in India as well as in abroad. He is also a licensed pen tester, specialized in security assessments, secured coding, and Metasploit programming. Also, he have the well experience in database exploitation tools, malware development and analysis, wireless hacking, IoT hacking, car hacking, and extreme web hacking. So, Vadivelan is also a cyber forensic expert and supported cybercrime agency in police department and private organization in India. So he's a master trainer and certified inspector for is a council delivered cybersecurity training program in India and abroad. So from his speak on from his delivery of lecture, you can be able to gain more knowledge and occur more than the recent trends in the hacking and IoT securities. So participants, you can be able to gain more knowledge if you are interested and you are concentrated on this session. Mr. Vadivelan, sir, I'm welcoming you to give your delivered speech, sir.
Thank you so much,
It's a
sir.
pleasure to invite you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Now
sir.
it's up to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So once again, good afternoon to all. Welcome to the quick session on short session on this security thing from the hacker's perspective. So we are not going to discuss every domain, and we'll actually talk about something from the security part, what is actually going on in the around the world, and what is happening in the industry. Plus, we'll touch upon the IoT domain as well, since actually this seminar theme is on IoT. So we'll discuss some of the attack vectors. Then we'll talk about the security aspects of IoT security part also here. Okay, so before that, I just want to understand from you. So why actually we are bothering about the security? Why we are actually very much concerning about the security? So can anyone see on this? So let's make it more interactive. Okay, so that will help you to gain more knowledge also.
To secure our information, sir.
Okay, what kind of information? Okay, so let me put it in the other way. Okay, so when you say information, it can be of anything. It can be about an individual, it can be about the system you are using, it can be about an organization, or it can be about the technology or the assets you are using. It can be anything.
Yes.
But
Yes, sir.
all finally is like lands in the data. What actually you are going to save? Why actually you are securing the system? Why you are securing your own thing? Because if you say like I have a credit card and you are exposing your credit card number, pin, all this stuff, will it be secure? No, right? So that is where actually we are talking about. That is what actually we are trying to protect. We are trying to protect the information from who? The hackers or any people. Okay, anyone actually who is planning to do some malicious activity on you. Okay, so basically we are trying to protect the data from hackers from being exposed. Okay, it should not be exposed, it should not be tampered, or it shouldn't be available to everyone at any point of time. I'll give an example. Now, for example, one of you are sending a mail to one of another friend. Now, you say to address is this friend's email ID, but it is actually going to everyone else. Will it be a secure one? No. So that is where actually you are losing your confidentiality. Okay, now you're sending a very good message to your friend. Yeah, you are a very good person, you are a nice person, you have helped me a lot, kind of thing. Now, if a hacker sits in between you and your friend and he modifies the data, you are a very worst friend of mine. Okay, so you spoil my life, kind of thing. So that is where the data is getting tampered. So integrity is lost. Now, finally, your friend comes back to you saying that, yeah, okay, so you sent a mail. You said, okay, you deny that. Okay, I not sent any mail of such nature. And you are so trying to open the mail and you are trying to show it to him. See, this is the mail I've sent, but the mail is not available to you. So basically, these are the elements of information security. Availability, confidentiality is you are trying to protect your data from getting exposed. Second thing, you are trying to protect your data from being tampered, that is integrity. And finally, you are ensuring that your data is available to you or for any authenticated resources all the time. So this is the availability. So CIA, these are the elements of information security. We always try to protect ourselves. But in India, okay, you can't expect this because we have a habit just calling people and over the phone. You share the password, everything. Actually, even I've seen in government offices where people write the password and stick it on, put it on a sticky note on the desktop or monitor, or maybe under the table or near the diary or somewhere else. So security is one actually is getting a serious focus in India. Nowadays, I've seen actually yesterday also there was an incident happened in Singapore where one of a guy who lost almost like 1.5 crore in Indian rupee. Okay, so all the banks actually everything was swept out. That guy actually committed suicide. He's from India. Hackers are very active nowadays. So even a small information can actually any information leaked outside that can help the attackers to go for further level. They can actually compromise anything out of you. Okay, so let me share my screen just to start with the presentation on this. So that is the reason, okay, we always say, okay, we need to be very careful with the hackers. So I'm just let me know if you're able to see the screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what is hacking? Why actually people are very much interested in hacking? Why actually people are very much interested in know about the security concerns? Because hacking is something, okay, you're trying to do some malicious activity on somebody's system or maybe like which you are not supposed to do. But what actually you're doing is you are identifying the weakness of a system. You are trying to gain access to that. You are trying to get all the information. There's no difference between a hacker and a thief. Okay. So the only thing is the hack value. So here actually hacker is getting something in the form of data, whereas thief actually like whoever steals a house, he gets in the form of a cash or jewel or whatever it is. So there's no much difference. But here the attack vector is so huge. You don't have to be physically present on somewhere. But in the other case, you have to jump into the house. You need to understand, okay, what are the security perimeters you have. You need to find out the locker. You have to break the locker, and you have to like, you have to like secure yourself also. Like if you get caught, then your work is also done. So there are a lot of risk actually involved in the physical theft. But here in the data theft, nothing is there. You might have seen in a lot of movies actually people do a lot of hacking, right? Okay, so nowadays actually the knowledge of hacking is even the kids can also do that. Earlier, if you do want to do the hacking, you have to write a lot of code. Then okay, so you have to compile it. Then you have to do that. Then okay, so it requires a lot of skills, knowledge. You need understanding about the architecture, everything. Nowadays, every hacking ends with just a small utility or tool. So hacking nowadays is a kind of a kid's job. Okay, you don't have to worry about now. You can actually, you might have heard this also in colleges. People might have might be telling this. Yeah, actually, I want to hack this Facebook account. So definitely, immediately, what they do, they go to Google. They'll search for the Facebook hacking tool. They'll try to download this tool. They'll try to do that attack and all this thing. But they'll never understand. Okay, these tools also can hack them back. So everywhere, okay, your data is stolen. You use WhatsApp, your data is stolen. You use Facebook, your data is stolen. Google, all your Android phones actually is activated using your Google account, and Google actually places a cookie on your mobile. That means like it can actually find out all your information, whatever you do in your mobile, everything is going to the Google server. I'll give an instance. Okay, you can try it on your phone also. Just switch off your internet. Okay, go around to places. Just go around for 1 or 2 days, then switch on your internet. See your timeline, the Google map or somewhere. Okay, see your timeline where actually you have moved. It will tell you the exact locations wherever, even the internet is switched off, all the information is captured and it is recorded over there. You can go to your google.com website or gmail.com website where actually you can see the settings, and in that also every tracker of your, every cookie of your, every browsing activity, everything is recorded there. Because here you are in the internet, you are actually being monitored everywhere. And people actually are not bothered about the social networks. Social network is another culprit. So being in a social network is just standing naked in a highway. You are just exposing all your data, everything. You are posting all the photos, all your data everywhere in the Facebook, right? Which means like you are actually exposing a complete entire information of yours on the social network, which is another entry point, easy or low hanging fruit for any hackers to do the job. They can take the data out, can modify the data, or maybe they can use it for multiple attacks. I remember there was a thief who checks the Facebook and he sees like how many people are going out of their town, and using that information he used the house. This happened some time back. Okay, so that thief was caught. That's a different story. But this is one place where actually you can find all the information. You can search for your information in the web. Dark web is another one. Your information is lying everywhere. Okay, so hacking is another serious thing. Why actually people do? Because they want to gain something, maybe like some cash or business, maybe for financial gain, sometimes for fun, like the college students they do, and for sometimes okay people do for showing their computer skills. Sometimes they'll do for revenge. So I can tell you this happens in many companies. If my manager fires me, if I have been thrown out of the company, I'll ensure that that manager also comes with me, and I'll ensure that the company also will go down. So these are all some of the thing. Okay, so there are personal gain, financial gain, or maybe revenge, or maybe for fun. People do a lot. So what if actually I'm keeping attacking a bank again and again? Will you open an account in the bank? No. So the customer lost. The customer is lost over there. Business loss. Sometime it will close the business itself. one credit card information, if I actually sell it in dark web, it can get me $80. Now think about, in one day, if I manage to get 800 credit card information, which counts to $800 for the entire month, 30 days. One day it is 800 for entire 30 days. It's like $24,000. Think about like what actually like gain I'll get out of this. I'll be like a millionaire. Now the dollar cost is 74 rupees something. Every data you are selling in the dark web, you'll get a financial gain out of that. It has a value for every type of data. It's a sensitive data, business data, credit card information, your Aadhaar card number, emails, accounts, usernames, passwords. Everything has a different value. And who these people are? So the hackers are just normal people with lot of computer skills. They know everything about something. Okay, so sometimes they'll keep as a hobby, sometimes they'll keep as a business. So I do bug bounty, all this stuff actually for some extra money. Apart from my regular work, I do sometimes. It gives me some $1,000 to $5,000 sometimes. It depends on the finding I give. People actually, they stop their work, they quit their work, and they're doing in full time on bug bounty hunting. It pays. I'll tell you, on a Tesla car, you might have heard about a Tesla car. Okay, so there are two researchers who hacked in the Tesla car. They got almost like $1 million worth of bounty, plus they got a Tesla 3 version car also. You know how they hacked? They used the browser in the infotainment system. Using that, they took the control of the entire car itself. It's a very simple thing. In India, we are still actually yet to set up our security on the automobile systems. I learned my car hacking when I was in Russia. Okay, so that was in 2003, 2004. In India, I saw that automobile hacking had just came up like from 6 years before. That's it. We are actually far behind all the technology from the other countries. We are still learning. We are still actually like improving. We are still evolving all the technologies. But the resource-wise, the knowledge-wise, we are actually very good. And there are different types of hackers. Okay, so I am not going to say like every hacker is going to steal your data. So there are hackers who are good hackers, who are bad hackers as well. Some good hackers, you can say like white hat hackers, they are trying to protect your company, but they have their own limits. They can't play out of their limits. There are hackers who actually do only the offensive strategies. They'll just go into some attacking a company, attacking a person or something like that. Okay, so they have their own strategy. They have their own cybercrime organization. There are a lot of cybercrime organizations operating underground. Most like Chinese, Israel, Russians, a lot of company. Entire organization, the states, the countries, they also have their own cyber army. They also have their own cyber warriors. This we call as state-sponsored hackers. So they have no limitation. They don't have any legal issues. Now, in some countries, if you do a hacking, then you'll get into imprisonment for lifetime. Not like in India, so like 14 years or 7 years kind of thing. It will be full lifetime. Okay, and depending on the charge you have. Like, recently, one of a guy who managed to get all the bitcoins in the name of Bill Gates and Obama, everyone. So he managed to pull all the bitcoin from the people. Okay, why this is happening? Because we don't have the awareness. We don't bother about what is happening around. Okay, let me ask you another question. If I ask you to buy an Android phone, so what are the things you look for? Anyone? Okay.
Configuration.
So configuration, okay. You see about RAM, camera, display, storage, latest OS, everything, right?
Yes, sir.
But my question is, have you ever checked for the signal?
No, sir. Having.
Right? Honestly, no one will be checking on the signal quality because we always think, okay, this comes as a default, right? When you say something default, okay, you are opening up the system for hackers. Will you default password? Never. right? So this is what actually you need to understand. So attackers actually they look for something okay which is configured by default, okay, and all the default configuration are more vulnerable, and they will try to like use the thing you will get into your system easily. And nowadays comfortability is one thing okay we are looking for, and with the comfortability we are actually creating lot of attack surface. Everyone has smartphones, right? The smartphones, in the SMS you just type http.google.com, http://google.com. It will not go as a text, it will go as a hyperlink. The smartphones and the messaging system, everything converts the links into links itself. Whereas in the old phones, even if you send a SMS with a hyperlink http://google.com, it will go as a text only. With us becoming more smarter and smarter, we are actually allowing the hackers to take over us. With that, I would say, what is the safest phone in the world? You might have heard about this Nokia 3310, the old phone. That is the most safest phone, right? Okay, so let's understand how many types of hackers we have. So as I told you before, mostly like people will be aware of these three hackers. One is a black hat, white hat, gray hat. I told you like black hat hackers, all the hackers will be called understood by like hats, whereas the testers will be known by the boxes. Okay, so black hat hackers, they will do all the offensive strategies. They will try to distract everything. They will try to get all your data outside of the system. So whatever actually possible, they will try to damage the entire thing. Whereas white hat hackers, they also use the same thing, but the same technique, methodology, they know everything, but they will do only for protecting an individual or maybe the organization. Gray hats, so you can call them as etappans. Okay, so in Tamil Nadu, okay, we call it etappans, right? So these kind of actually people, they do both the ways. Sometimes they actually work offensively, sometimes they will work defensively also. Suicidal hackers, as I told you before, okay, so mostly they are the insiders or maybe the people who are employees, disgruntled employees. Now you'll say, okay, so I was managing the entire infrastructure in the company. I was thrown out. But I'll ensure that, okay, so whoever thrown me out, whoever the reason for that, I'll ensure that those people also come out with me. And if it is company, then I'll ensure that company also will go down. But I never bother about all the jail terms or anything, okay, so I never bother about the consequence also. So these kind of people we call as a suicidal hackers. Script kiddies. Next thing is script kiddies. So these people are mostly like college students or maybe underage kids. So who know what tool to be used. They are very expert in tools, but they never bother about the consequences. They never know like what is the mechanism behind the tool, how the tool is working, what kind of attack I'm doing. They never bother about that. They know only about the usage of the tools and for what purpose they're using it. So cyber terrorists, yeah, this is actually understood automatically. Like when you talk about cyber terrorists, so we have ISIS. Even terrorists also, they are very good hackers. So if you remember the September 9/11 incident which happened in the US, so that was executed by Al Qaeda team. So they actually brought in a new technique called steganography during that period. So most of the cyber terrorists also you can actually count them as hackers here. State-sponsored hackers, we have a lot. So we have a lot in the sense every country they are creating their own cyber army. They are actually employed by the government. They don't face actually any legal issues. They have the sophisticated training, the hardware, everything. They work for the government. Even once actually I was interviewed by one of a state-sponsored hacking company, which I was never aware of. And later on, after the interview only, I came to know this company actually actively they do all the hacking for Middle East countries. So then I have to quit on that. So final thing is like hacktivist. Okay, so any individual who promotes any religious agenda or political agenda just by hacking or especially like a defacing or disabling websites. Okay, so these people comes in the hacktivists. Like you can talk about anonymous hackers. That's another community we can talk about. There are community of hackers. A lot of people who do this for some purpose, for some reason. Okay, so these people do that thing. Okay, so apart from that, you can think of general people, okay, so who work in organization like who are non-IT savvy guys who promote cyber crime as a service or crime as a service. Okay, so this is another new category that's coming up now. Okay, so this is a general thing about hacker classes. Okay, so generally, like why actually this is happening? How easy is hacking is all about? Okay, so earlier days, as I told you before, earlier days it is very difficult. Okay, so you have to write a lot of code, you have to create your own package, and then you have to do this. Nowadays, it's a matter of few minutes. You can actually launch your attack. You can actually disable any website. You can get in the server also. So let me show you a quick demo on this. Let me show you a quick demo on this, how actually things happens, how easy it is. Sorry. I'm just using a small security distribution we call as a Kali Linux. So maybe like people in the security domain, they might be knowing about this. So this is a Linux based VM or maybe Debian based VM. This has all the security tools actually for doing all the testing or attacks, all the stuff. You can see this. These are beautifully categorized. Information gathering, vulnerability, the publication analysis, database, password attacks, reverse engineering, wireless attack, exploitation. So my question is there anything which cannot be hacked? Is there anything which can be completely secure? Can anyone answer my question? Can you remember or can you just name something which cannot be hacked till date? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yeah. Just want to know, like, we're interested to know, like, if there's anything which is actually I missed out. So, or you have something in mind that this application cannot be hacked or it's not hacked at all till today.
Sir, is it depending upon the security methodology which we are handling?
No, not at all. I'm talking in the general terms. Like, for example, you say, okay, Gmail is not hacked. If you're saying that. But if you remember, last month, Gmail was hacked for 4 hours. It was completely down. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Facebook, you can say WhatsApp is not hacked. But if you remember 6 months before, there was this buffer overflow attack happened on the WhatsApp application. So hackers have to just to make a call to you, they can take control of your mobile. So similar thing, okay, do you remember any application or any tool which you remember which is not yet hacked?
But so far, all the applications which developed now at present are all hackable only, sir. They're all hacked.
Okay, that's true. The reason is even if you say my application is secure and it is actually is running good and no one can hack, so that is applicable only for the day. Tomorrow it will get hacked. So when I was called for that Arogya Sedu hacking, the app actually, like initially there was another team was doing it and I was given official contract to hacking that. So I was able to like completely using Arogya Sedu app, I'm able to get into somebody's mobile iPad, and there actually I'm able to see the gallery, their personal application, the data, everything. I'm able to pull that out just only because Arogya Sedu was enabling the Bluetooth connection. So anyone around me using the Arogya Sedu app, I was able to get into their system without their consent. I'm able to pull the data out. I have a recording also. I submitted in front of them, but by the time, so since actually I'm a contracted thing, a hacker, I'm not able to disclose it outside. But this was same thing actually was disclosed, but in a different vector. It was disclosed by another guy actually from Bangalore. He also disclosed the same thing. So there is nothing as secure nowadays. Even if you say like there are people who are challenged also, just hack my Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card is hacked the very next day. Twitter account that was also hacked sometime back. Anonymous hackers they hacked all the ISIS Twitter accounts. Everywhere, every application, every now and then hacking is happening. It's a cat and mouse story. Today, if you secure it, somebody will actually like crack the security. Then again, you have to implement one more thing. then I can somebody will crack. So it is a continuous story. You can't say that okay, my system is secure. Okay, so every day the technology landscape is changing. Today you are seeing .NET framework 4.0. Tomorrow is 4.5. After tomorrow it will be 4.7, and after that it will go for 5.0 or like later on this. Java every time okay you are seeing a different version of SDK. With every version of Java, then we are seeing the libraries are getting obsolete. The class actually the new technique actually is coming up. But the tools, the application which is already being developed, they are not getting updated. That is another reason we can say. Most of the attacks are happening because of the poor security implementation or configuration or maybe the poor coding practices. 50% of all attacks are happening because of this. 50% is happening because of the technology. Only are planning to buy iPhone 12. Okay, I tell you the reason for this. What is the problem with iPhone 11? Nothing. If you're okay with iPhone 11, you don't want to go for the further new devices, then the companies will not be able to do the business. This is what we call planned obsolescence. They say, okay, for last year I released 11, okay, this year I need to release 12, so people will go for the new version of it. But you know, the newer versions are the most vulnerable devices. Okay, so that actually for marketing purpose also people do, they release the new versions with all the bugs you never know, and you are exposing yourself through that devices. Show you a small hack here. I'll show you like how easy for people to hack. Okay, so let me open browser. So I'll go for portals. Yeah, so there's a portal here. So I'm actually doing on the Python side. That'll make my life easier also. So I'm going to a small tool called SQL Map. Are you able to see my screen? Is it not? Okay, so I just selected my which I want to hack. I'm just going to display the databases. You make a note of the timing also, how much time it will take for this. So I'm doing it live. Huh? You can see this. You see this identified database also MySQL. Database parameters, different payloads executing. That was actually the easiest one. The same thing, okay, I'll do with a small Windows based tool. You can see here, I have a tool called Havish. Sorry, this was removed. Oh, it's removed. Okay, so let me show it here. So, yeah, you see this. Do you want to keep testing? No. This backend database is MySQL and is trying to find out the list of database names. Database name. Now let me hack further into this. Second. Let me hack into this. So I'll just copy this one. The screen. Okay. So I'll say minus ornate underscore ornate. Then I want to see all the tables inside. See, I got the tables also. So let me check gallery, litho word. I'll take litho user. This is another one table. I want to see what are the columns inside the structure of the table. Okay, let me select this one. Key, then I'll say owner. Now you'll see the structure of it. This is the structure of the table. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the same thing, but I'm going to selectively, I'm going to like list all the information of this. If you're lucky, you'll get a password also in text. So full name, username, password, then email. Just go to down this. Can you see this? I'm able to like hack in the website in few minutes, and I'm able to pull the information also. Can you see the username is admin, the password is also admin, and the email is fakir@hotmail.com. I want to dump the database. I can dump the entire database to the local system as well. Entire database I want to dump, I can just say dump all. Everything will be downloaded to my system. Hardly it will take few seconds or few minutes. Can you see this? It started dumping. I'm just terminating this process now. And after this is I'm not stopping with this one only. So I want to go beyond this. I'll say I want to get into the shell. Okay, I got the SQL shell here. It's very easy for me now. Oh, sorry. So I have to say select @ host name. Can you see this? It will tell me the server name itself. I can actually spoil everything. I can delete the database. Sorry, I can drop the database. I can delete the data. I can delete the tables, all the information. What will happen? Now, say for example, if this is a banking site where actually I managed to format the server, which means all the data will be lost. So that will actually stop all the activities of the bank for some time. So by this time, maybe like 1 or 2 hours, we can say, by this time they will be losing all their money also, financial loss. Maybe it will be in the crores, right? This is what actually I'm trying to tell you. Hacking is very easy nowadays. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let me show a small video on how actually cyber security hacking is happening. Okay. So it's just a small site. You can see this real site, okay, which we hacked. Let me show you a video on this. Sorry.
These guys are good. Let's get to work. Our little startup was a great idea. Their target, a ProPass. Offices in 12 countries, 5,000 staff. You'd think they'd be secure, wouldn't you? Make some noise. Pulse. A smokescreen. A decoy breach to hide what they're really after. Confidential information hidden in the depths of the system. Go ahead. No, the computer's crashed. Chronicler, see you Monday. It's okay. Right now, the chances are someone, somewhere, is attacking you. We don't even know. Okay, chaps, we're in. I bet you're wondering how they got this far. Lovely. passwords and system details from a keystroke log in another address for 6 months. Got it? These guys, except a few weeks earlier, the products were hit by a small breach. It made the board stop to think from experts. It's never just an IT issue. They carried out cybersecurity training from boardroom to basement, identifying what was critical to the business. Threat and intelligence monitoring. They planned a cyber incident response and brought in their own technical hackers to test the systems and make honeypots to track the attackers. They reviewed the whole business through your data and devised a game plan based on our reports. We're in.
It's not service. Just monitoring situation.
Have they got any accounts? Someone else playing the wins and someone new.
Okay, well, I need to know why do you think how long it work?
They're blocking us, try again.
They're blocking us! Try again!
Good. All good enough.
You're okay. Traffic box.
You can win, but it always the next time. Who's next?
Cribashing tech.
Criminals just get smarter.
Who we got for the smoke screen? Take your pick.
And they're everywhere. Which will happen. And when it does, will you be ready?
Understood the logic behind it. See, hackers, they work for months, not just everything will not in a day. Sometimes they'll work for weeks, days, months, years. So they'll try to like get all the information possible because what is the work they are getting out of this. So they may work for months and years to get some data which actually they use it for delivering other attacks. They don't work for only one company. They actually do it for a lot of companies together. If one company fails, okay, they don't bother about that. Okay, but these things are happening in real. Like really. Then they did a tailing into the organization. So they did a physical intrusion, like opening the door, opening the box, then they plug in the keylogger so that all the data is using facts. The same thing happens everywhere. We call it a red teaming. Just actually, the good guys also doing that, but in the form of red teaming. So this is actually to understand how actually a hacker can get into an organization. So this is one thing actually getting popular with the organization as well. Okay, so similar things happen now. Instead of doing all this thing, can you like avoid the physical intrusion? Can you do everything outside of organization? When you think about that, that is where actually IoT comes into the picture. So IoT is nothing. It's a combination of your network, your application, mobile, then your cloud, everything combined we call as an IoT. And nowadays, everything is connected. Even your car is connected, AC, water heater, okay, your watch. Now smart shoes are available. As I told you before, the more you become smarter, you become vulnerable. Okay, so how it is happening? With the IoT security, you are getting connected to some storage location or maybe some cloud system or somewhere, I said common location where actually data is being shared to some protocol. Okay, so like can go to wired network, network, or maybe OT device. So now actually there's another one called industrial IoT. That is also happening, which means like industry is also like becoming more vulnerable. So to keep the work easy or comfortable, they want to see from a different location. They want to see all the patterns. Can all my industry. They have a large plant which is the fuel. Okay, and there's monitor from or control. Okay, what if that happens between managers to like modify the values instead of per second? If he reaches to 100 liters per second, I'm just giving some liters. Okay, it may be like millions or million liters or something. Okay, the pipe will blast because it can't take the capacity. What will happen? The damage post the attack, it will be huge. Everywhere, if you see, okay, so these connections, these attack surface can be easily compromised. Okay, I can tell you one more thing also. Okay, so I'll show you small statistics on why actually about IoT part. Yeah. Can you see this? So a study by Symantec, they already given this information like connected cameras, routers, firewall, multimedia devices, others. They all share the most vulnerable attacks on the IoT part. All the connected devices. Now everyone is using Alexa, the TV with cameras. I can show it also, but considering the time here, okay, so I have shown a demo on my TV. Most of the people will say that I have a TV, Ultra HD with webcam into that. But you know, this is very easiest hacker. Hackers are still monitoring your TVs also, cameras. It's always the best advice from me, like for all the, especially for the girls and the kids. Okay, so don't use a web camera devices in your private rooms. It hardly takes 15 to 20 minutes for hackers to compromise those, and they can keep watching you without your knowledge. Okay, I can show you a demo on this also if you require. Okay, if you need, I can show you a quick demo on this. Let me open this. Okay, let me show you. So there's something called GHDB. So that's a Google hack database. I'm just going to use that thing. It's weakest web. Okay, here. Okay, the weakest systems here. 120. I list it out, and I'll filter by cameras, online devices. Okay, so you can see there's a list of all the things. A lot actually. You can see this. Yeah. I'm just taking one example here, doc here. Let me open this. So I'm just searching for all the webcams. Can you see this? There are a lot of links open for me. I can pull this one from the showdown also. There is another one. I just think this is enough. Can you see the camera? It's a live camera. Okay. Can you see this? Lights are happening, but it's a different location altogether. Now let me show you another one. This is a live traffic. Can you see the timing and the date? So it is from a different zone. That's why actually that's the timing is showing, but it is showing the weather, temperature, everything. How much time it took for me? Few seconds. It won't take much time for this. Another one. Some shopping mall or something. Okay. Let me show you from different countries. I have a list of all the countries which is actually having this vulnerable devices there. So let me show you some of the things here. Okay, so Brazil. Somebody's Portugal. Okay, so you can see this of the shop. There's a small shop actually. Okay, let me another one. You can keep doing it. Same thing I can do on India also. You might have seen in English movies, Hollywood movies, people actually controlling the signal traffic, all this thing. This is very, very easy to do that. I'm just not joking, okay? It's a serious one actually. Have you seen the movie called Key? This Tamil movie called Key. If you've seen that, okay, it's an excellent movie. They talk about a lot of things. People will be able to like manipulate or like get the data out of somebody's machine. That's a good example. Okay, you should know. There's another movie, Irumbuthirai also, but Irumbuthirai, they talk the data theft. Okay, on a different level, like on the financial theft or something. But in the movie called Key, so you will see like all type of hacking which is happening without even touching somebody's device. Okay, so if you want to know, I can just give you another demo also on that. So 1 second, let me show you that thing. Existence. Yeah. So let me show you that. I'm just giving a demo because it requires router phones, everything. I'm just going to give a demo on this. Are you able to hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah. Because I'm seeing a lot of silence here. 1 second. 1 second. Just loading the audio here. Okay, so let's start this one. So let me explain this, like how things are happening. Okay, so instead of this one, let me give the audio for this. So there's a tool called FaceName. So you can actually use it for Android. So this tool actually, like you can install in mobile, and it is available in the free version also. So the free version can hack into any three application like Amazon or Facebook or anything. Okay, Facebook also you can do. Like you can see this. This is on the mobile. He has installed on the mobile. Otherwise, the other instance, the Facebook instance, is running on the desktop. Okay. Now, like I can give another example. Now, like in the cafe shops, airport, you see like all the events are happening on both the wired and wireless both. So all you have to do is like you can connect to the Wi-Fi network and you can start browsing on this. But that is not a good thing to do. Like, I'll give you an example of this. Once this tool is installed, all you have to do is just click on this. You can see few buttons on the top. Online, stealth, okay, SSL strip, start and all. So stealth is like in the stealth mode you will do it, but no one will come to know. SSL is like now people say, okay, I have HTTPS server, all this thing, okay, my system is secure. All this thing actually are bakwas, like it's a bluff. Okay, so some cases like there are tools which can remove the HTTPS also, and they'll actually put it on a plain text mode. So this tool actually has a facility for stripping of the SSL as well. So with this one, all you have to do is just click on the start button. Once you press on the start button, it starts stripping the entire network. Whichever data going through, like going out of your mobile or maybe through the Wi-Fi network, everything will be captured. And once it is captured, you'll see the sessions being displayed listed over here. Which means like I sit in a coffee shop, I'll see like whoever actually browsing the Facebook or whoever doing online shopping, I can get all the sessions here. only by clicking a start. Then when I click on the session, I'll get the entire thing over there. Can you see this? Now the same thing. Okay, I can post anything. I can do a lot of things on this. I can even crack the password. I can do a shopping also. So one of a candidate trainee actually who got trained from me like in US. So this guy tried it against his brother's device, and he was able to like get into that gateway as well. Okay, so you can see this. This guy actually added in that he's refreshing the page, and immediately you see the same posting over there also, like it was posted in few seconds. Can you see this in 30 seconds? Okay, it got via mobile. The same thing is posted there. So this is what actually the power of hacking nowadays, and the devices are very much comfortable, like compatible with all these attacks. You can actually do a lot of things. How many of logging out your Facebook or Amazon or any Flipkart logins after you do all your work? No one does that. It is kept active all the time, which means it takes a few minutes for anyone to get into this Facebook account or maybe anything in your mobile. You have to be very careful in this one. So what is IoT? So like this is the security problem here. So you might have heard about this also, like even Alexa, Echo, everything was hacked sometime back. So if you know that last year there was a suit actually filed against Amazon. So this device, Alexa, they used in one of a family. They were using Alexa device, and all the phone, all their device, everything was connected to that. So night, the husband and wife, the couple were discussing about their house renovation. Suddenly, they got a call. The lady got a call from her friend. Hey, don't actually like, stop talking all this thing. Okay, switch off your Alexa device. So they were shocked. No, actually, like I'm getting recorded with audio of all your conversation. So this lady was not believing it. Then she started, okay, are you talking about brown colored tiling on your floor tiling? Then this lady got shocked. Then they analyzed that Alexa device. Actually, what happened is whatever they are talking, like they're conversing between them, that was Alexa was recording it. Randomly, it is picking up some of the contacts. It is passing the conversation to them. Luckily, that happens to their friend, happens to like to be their friend, and they actually reverted and stopped all the things, and then immediately they got alerted. What if it goes to someone else? Okay, so this lady filed a case against Alexa, Amazon. Amazon said, okay, so we'll replace the device. So that is the only response they receive. Otherwise, no one actually bothers about that. Maybe like a problems, misconfiguration issues. The device is misconfiguration or the coding is not done properly. There's a bug in the system. Then another incident happened with old couple. So they went for a vacation in some country, and they were like given a place to stay, and that was like a two-roomer kind of thing. So at night, that actually is completely automated. So at night, this guy was telling, okay, Alexa, please switch off all the lights. So it will switch off for a moment, and again it will get switched on. So this guy was surprised. Okay, was this an issue or it's not able to hear me properly? Then again he was trying to say the same thing. Alexa, please switch off the lights. It switched off and it's activated again. So this guy was like completely confused. He went near to the Alexa device and he said, Alexa, can you switch off again? So by the time he heard another voice, Alexa, don't switch off. Alexa, don't switch off. Okay, so the thing is, the Alexa was already compromised by the hacker and he is actually sitting in another location. When this guy says, don't switch off the lights, then that guy was like giving another counter order, don't switch off the lights. The reason was that device was connected to another camera, security camera, and the security camera, through the security camera, he is watching whatever happening in the room. Later on, they actually identified this issue. They removed the camera. They actually replaced that Alexa device also. MI wristwatches, MI scooters, cars nowadays. Like you might have heard about a lot of cars coming up with connected devices. Okay, one of my expertise is also on the car hacking. So I had a call with Bosch, because Bosch is the guy's company which has created this CAN bus protocol. So they actually wanted to give more comfortability to the users. Okay, MG Hector, you can say. So you have to say, hi Hector, like open the door, open the sunroof. So start the car. Okay, then switch on the ignition, switch on the AC. You can give a lot of commands onto that. But how the commands are giving passed? Okay, so there is a protocol and there is a CAN bus network which is operating inside the car, that using that also these things can happen. But there are hackers who are smart and they know like how to manipulate this. They manipulate the command, they'll actually get this one hacked also. IoT is, if it is properly configured, if it is properly monitored, then that can do a lot of wonders. But the thing is, in most of the locations, in most of the places, in the industries or in maybe personal, wherever I can see this, they are not properly configured, or they are not misconfigured. They are most misconfigured. The security is not in place properly. So that makes this as a most liked attack vector for all the hackers, the low hanging fruit. Okay, so let's talk about this one. What is IoT? So it is Internet of Everything. It actually like refers to any network devices with IP address that actually like collects information from you, from sensors, from devices, and it will transfer it to somewhere actually centrally, or maybe to anyone. Like for example, we have nowadays like wristwatches, smartwatches, which is actually getting connected to your mobile, which is the mobile actually using a Wi-Fi from your home network. Now tell me, if I am able to like hack your smartwatch, I can actually use your mobile also, and through the mobile I can take over your Wi-Fi network at home. Okay, with that, okay, I'll be able to monitor everything at home. Okay, what if there was a recent hack which has happened, the Philips bulb? So Philips also is actually like through your Wi-Fi router. So using that, he got into the Wi-Fi router. Then from there, okay, he started watching all the traffic going outside. So whatever you are doing, like using the Wi-Fi router connectivity, like you are accessing your mail, you are accessing your personal information, WhatsApp messages, or financial transaction, banking transaction, username, password, everything was sniffing. Okay, regarding the healthcare device also, so there was an incident which happened with me like 4 years before. I was called by a company like which is actively involved in this COVID-19 thing also, drug production also. So they had a film like typical or maybe like weird experience. So one of a hacker, he bought a heart monitoring device. Okay, so that actually like based on the heart beats and all these parameters, it will give injections and automatically, drugs automatically. Okay, so the hacker, he bought the same device from eBay. Then he actually like he's able to understand the entire mechanism of the device. Then he hacked into that. He changed the drugs also into that. That means even if the value like says okay, the heart is working fine, if I start injecting more drugs into that, you will actually like you will die. So this is a fatal one. So he demonstrated that in YouTube, and because of that, that company was told to stop the manufacturing of that device, and all the devices are removed from the hospital. That is from the US. Now these guys called me. They said, okay, can you just give me a signature signing that okay, this device is pen tested, this is secured one, no one can hack into this. Then I got the story of this. Every industry is facing this problem nowadays. Every industry is going towards IoT, so every device is facing this problem nowadays. Let it be personal or HVAC is another one we can talk about, the heating, air conditioning, and all this stuff. Okay, so they also can be accessed. These devices also like giving all the information to a centralized storage or centralized system, which actually have a login page. That's it. If you brute force the login page, then from there, okay, you can control all the devices as well. These are the easy targets. So that is the reason. Okay, so you have to like take care of this IoT configuration, security, all this stuff, because that it actually the communication is happening over the network. Wherever actually you find the communication happening in the network, people can easily sniff this thing, sniff the traffic, and they can decode it, and actually they can do a lot of things. Okay, let me show you another one. So this is how the IoT works. Can you see this? Humidity, temperature, pressure, sound, vibration. So sending the data like it's like there is an IoT gateway which actually passes the information through the internet, and it is getting stored in cloud server. Okay, and you also like get access to this using a mobile. You'll be able to see your humidity, temperature, pressure, vibration, and sometimes you can see like your car or car maintenance or car sensor information, whether car is an idling for some time, whether the car fuel is going down, the tire pressure is changing or not. All this thing you can see. So this is how the typically the IoT works. But the problem here is this is where actually the hackers also like do all their activities. It's very easy. Like when a normal person will be able to access the internet, they get to the data cloud. So the hackers also will be able to do the same outside. Only thing is they'll have some security like authentication or something that can be easily bypassed. So don't say that okay, password is one good thing. Okay, we are implementing on your as a security for you, but actually it is not. Passwords can be easily hacked. So this is the architecture. So we have multiple architecture here. So you have the application architecture, then middleware layer, internet layer, access layer, and edge technology layer. This is a complete architecture when you talk about. So in the edge technology layer, we have the sensors, devices, machines, intelligent nodes, and all the types. And access gateway layer, we have protocol translation messaging. There are a lot of protocols we'll see in the next one. So then we have this internet layer, which talks about the endpoints connection. So finally, we have the middleware layer, which talks about the device management and the information management. So all these things are actually like we deliver through an application layer, which actually requires an application, so that through the application, the IoT users will be able to see what is actually happening around. So this is more communication model. So we have device also. So some devices, like for example, you have smart switches also. You have a smart bulb also. So you want to control a smart bulb with a smart switch, then you can actually the common factor, which is actually like wireless network. And there are other also Bluetooth, Zigbee, the cloud model is something. Okay, so for example, you have multiple sensors in multiple location. You don't want to go to each and every sensor to get that parameter. So you are ensuring that these sensors talk to a service, like talk to the cloud, and they'll transfer all the data to the cloud. Okay, so through some protocol, so that will be accessed by some other thing. Okay, so all the sensors talk to each other, or it will talk to a centralized system. Then device to gateway model. So this is another one. Okay, you can see this the same thing, like the gateway actually will take the local protocol, use a local protocol, and it will transfer all the data to the application service provider. So backend data sharing model, there's another one. Okay, so you have a which actually talks to application provider. This application provider shares that information with the other application providers to some protocol. So these are some of the communication model which actually IoT uses. So some of the challenges, as I told you before, so it lacks security. So people are implementing security, they're trying to implement encryption, all this thing, and the protocols also not actually proven. But the problem here is with the lack of security, your privacy is much impacted. Okay, the interfaces you keep for logging in, username, password, all this thing, if it is vulnerable, you'll be able to get into that. You can control all the devices from there. Regulations, then credentials are not properly like secure, having the security, coding issues, storage issues, then protocol issues, open ports, the ports are open, and like in the case of webcam, what we did is just we clicked on that one, we just got into this because that was not properly secure. The protocols are open, are weak, or maybe the ports are open, and there is no password for that. Okay, so then data theft, all this thing. Okay, so I can record some information, like if it's a personal room, you're doing something, I can record that video, I can sell it on the dark web, or I can do a blackmailing on you. That also is possible. So challenges is everywhere, but in IoT it is more. Okay, so as I told you before, the same thing. If it is not properly configured, definitely it will pose a very, very high risk to all the personal data, privacy, and safety. If it is properly protected, then okay, it will help you to set up your environment. It will give a lot of comfort. It actually like improves your standard of living as well. Okay, so as I had told you before, this is a security problem again. So with application, it has its own vulnerability issues. Network also it has its own vulnerability. Mobile, cloud, all these things have their own vulnerabilities. All this in combined, we can call this IoT. A lot of lists. This is actually partial list, I would say. So there are a lot of threads, a lot of attacks you can launch on IoT environment. So this is a general scenario. If you see this, eavesdropping is one thing. Like I don't have to attack actively on the system. I have to sit and watch all the capture packets which is being transmitted over the air. And then the signal capturing, if I decode it, if I listen to that, if I understand what is actually being sent, I may get the username passwords as well. Otherwise, like I can actually set up a fake server, then I can set up a fake devices, which actually people will try to join in that, they will actually lose their credentials onto them. This also can happen. This is a general scenario we are talking about. Apart from that, as I told you before, we have this HVAC system. So all these HVAC systems are protected only by a login page. What if the login page, the credential page is very weaker and it is not having a proper security onto that? If I'm able to like crack this one, I get into this page, then I'll be able to control all the systems on the organization. This is another dangerous one actually need to think of. Then we have the rolling code attack. So this is an excellent one, which is actually coming up very good in India. So like automobile hacking. So not only on the industry, so it is happening everywhere, not only on the automobile industry. So you can actually use it everywhere, and you can show that okay, what is security implemented on the car or automobile, anything. Okay, since now MG Hector. Okay, I can give an example on the MG Hector. So they have a mobile application where from there, okay, you can start your car or start your AC. You can give some commands. You can lock the system. You can actually roll over your windows. You can do a lot of this. Okay. Similarly, with MI scooters, there's a small scooter actually available. So that actually like runs on battery. That also can be hacked. It sends the information through their MI app. So that also can be hacked. So those actually are the easiest one to do. We call this a rolling code attack, but otherwise like we call it a car hacking or automobile hacking. So this is a blue-born attack. So you can see this. So all the mobile Bluetooth devices can be discovered, and they're actually using some protocols, using some IDs. They are actually like they have some code for that. So using those IDs, then actually I can connect to the device. I can actually get all the information from that. So this is where actually we tell people not to switch on their Bluetooth in their mobile. Okay, if your Bluetooth is activated in your mobile, I can easily connect your Bluetooth. So it's a very easy task for me. And from there, I can download your contacts. I can actually make a call from your mobile. I can actually, if you are using a headphone or something, like a Bluetooth headphone or something, I can even change your playlist. I can even interrupt your calls. I can even talk in between. Or I can insert some other song. I'll make you listen what I'm interested on. Okay, so it's always better if you have Bluetooth enabled, ensure that it's not enabled all the time, only when it is needed and use it. Otherwise, it is not only on the pairing. Pairing is not a big issue. That can be easily fixed. Okay, there are tools which is doing it. Okay, so there are different types of attacks. Okay, we'll come to that later. But these blue-born attacks are very easiest targets again. Okay, it can be actually used against corporate networks. It can be used against personal devices. It can be using anything. Now, it is everything is Bluetooth now. You connect to any devices over the Bluetooth, it works. Your car audio entertainment, that also can be connected over Bluetooth. You play headsets, phone calls. You can make phone calls over that. Systems are connected to Bluetooth. Your speaker systems, everywhere. Okay, you can see the protocols, multiple protocol, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connectivity is actually happening everywhere. So ensure that okay, they are not used whenever it is not. It is on a shutdown mode. This is another one. The similar thing I show you like GHDB. So there are sites like Shodan.io or Sensis or Thinkful. So these are some of the tools okay, you can think of while collecting information gathering. So the methodology is very simple. What I'll do, I'll try to collect all the information. I'll try to see how many devices are around me. So once I get to know, and then I'll see like which device is vulnerable. I'll do a vulnerability analysis on that. Once I find these devices are vulnerable, then I'll go for attacking the device. I'll try to gain access to the device. Okay, so once I gain access in the device, immediately I'll put a backdoor. I'll maintain my access. Finally, I'll do the exploitation. Whatever I want, I'll do it and I'll come out of the system clean. That means I will not leave any traces of me. So this is what actually being used. Like first I'll do the information gathering using Shodan or GSDB or Sensis or Thinkful. There are a lot of tools actually. Then I'll do a vulnerability scanning. So we have this IoT vulnerability scanner beyond trust tool. So we'll use this tool and we'll find what are the vulnerabilities that maybe the password issue, IP issue, or the port issue, or the services issue. I'll find out all the things. Then I'll through that, if they whichever high severity, through that I'll try to exploit the machine. So there are sniffers like I've shown in the demo of FaceName. Similar to that, there are other tools as well, forensic. So 6 is another tool. So this tool also like sniff all the protocols, data traffic. Okay, for through any protocol you use, it will try to like sniff all the traffic. It will give it to you. It is similar to a Wireshark too. Okay, but this is a good one. It is specifically meant for the IoT devices. Then rolling code, as I told you, like car hacking, we have RF crack tool. Otherwise, like we use different tools. So CAN tools is another one. CAN utilities. That's the most popular tool which people use. So here actually they shown the example of RF crack, which cracks a password. Okay, not only cracks the password, it will actually try to get the traffic information also. So for the Zigbee devices, you have a separate framework, Zigbee framework, ATIFY. So this ATIFY device will come for 11,000 something. So you'll get a complete kit. So they give a framework tool, everything. Using that, okay, you can do attack on the Zigbee device as well. So another device, Hack RF1. So this is an excellent tool, but this is also a little costlier. You can go to hackfi.org where you can buy this Hack RF1 tool. So this tool is good, and it attacks on the 3G, 4G, and it actually on the Bluetooth also, SDR. All this thing actually will take care of. Okay, so another one is gaining remote access. As I told you before, first is information gathering. Then second one is the scanning the network, identifying the vulnerability. Then we are getting into the gaining the access. So you can actually connect to the remote devices using Telnet or SSH or FTP or whatever. So there are multiple ways of connecting to the system based on the port availability. So once you do that, then okay, you can actually extract the firmware. You can modify that. This is be part of your hardware hacking. So the thing is like you can easily construct or reconstruct or like you can say disassemble or assemble the images of your devices. Okay, so these are some tools actually apart from the Shodan. We have Sensys and Thinkful tool. And there's another IoT hacking tool we have. So this is a dashboard of a firmware firmalizer enterprise. So apart from that, we have Chip Whisperer, RFCAT, Killer Bee, GATAC, JTA Glitter. So there are a lot of tools available in the market. Some are free, some are you can say like commercial ones. Okay. So when you talk about IoT hacking, we actually like discuss so much of IoT hacking till now. But when you talk about IoT hacking, you need to like you should know how to like countermeasure like how to set up the countermeasure for this kind of attacks. One is, as I told before, the default configuration should be removed. Any default configuration, you should be aware of that. Okay, so how actually disable the gas, you should disable the demo versions. I can tell you a real example. Everyone has a Wi-Fi router at home, right? How many of you have enabled their firewall in the Wi-Fi router at home? No one. I'm sure. Okay, 9%. No one will do configuration on their home router also. This okay. Some guy from Airtel or someone came home, they set up the router, everything is fine. They'll say, okay, your internet is working, sir. That's it. You continue doing work. But if you have enabled IPS, the inbuilt IPS or inbuilt firewall, that would have actually protected you from all this kind of attacks. But no one does that. So this is kind of awareness center. Okay. Actually, an example, awareness when it comes to that. So I was in Russia for 2 years with naval college where actually I was working with Navy to get a naval ship to India. So the guy actually, Russian guy, is a specialist on the IO systems. This guy was like teaching me like what was the changes we made on the device, everything was teaching on me. Okay, so I was standing next to him. He was supposed to start this mission. Okay, so he has to log into that to show me the details. Now, as an Indian attitude, I was like standing next to him. I was watching the keyboard, what he is typing. So he understood, okay, that I'm not going to move. And there is no way actually, you can't even tell me, okay, you go and turn that side, I'm going to type the password. You don't want to be rude also. So what he did is, he switched off the monitor. He was lying on the keyboard. Under his stomach, he was typing the password. And after pressing the enter only, he switched on the monitor. That is the level of security awareness they have. And you know, Russians are the best in the world. They don't reveal them as a hackers. So learning from those people, actually, I was like, you can say, that's a boon for me. Like I got a chance to learn from them. Okay, so any ports which is not required to connect to the devices, you have to disable it. Only when you need, then enable it on. Then devices should not be tampered. You should ensure that okay, all the physical security also in place. You have to ensure that vulnerabilities, all the patches, the softwares, the update, the firmwares, everything need to be done on a proper one. And also you need to ensure that that 48101 port, okay, so that actually need to be monitored. Okay, so all this thing you need to do. Then you have to implement strong authentication mechanism, not just by checking your login page. Okay, it should have captcha, it should have a MFA, like multi-factor authentication. You have to ensure that the firewalls, all this thing actually monitor the ports, the traffic, everything on a real-time basis. You have to also have a lockout mechanism as well, like after 5 attempts the page should lock out the user. You have to do all the stuff, then only like you will be like able to defend some of the attacks. I will not say 100% you will be defend all the attacks against IoT. You can defend some of the attacks on the space. Okay, so before we conclude, okay, so there is one more demo I want to show you on this. So that is on the car hacking part. Okay, so since we have spoke of a lot of hacking on the IoT devices, let me show you how the car hacking also done. Okay, so unfortunately, I will not be able to show you the entire car. So what I'm going to do is like I will be showing the things in a simulated environment, like how the hackers are doing this, how they do the car hacking part. So let me log into my machine. So I just installed a simulator in this. It's an Ubuntu scenario. Okay, now maybe like I'll keep it small. So this is the simulator I'm using. Okay, I'm just seeing what is my network. We can, okay. So it is using, you can see, you can see this. This is my dashboard. You can speedometer, indicator, all this thing. I have a small car which shows the doors and all the stuff. Okay, let me show you that also. Let me minimize this. I'll open another one of the control. Okay, so I have a control panel also for this. Okay. This is my car set. So this is the car control panel. So I say like run left indicator, on left indicator, I have to press left arrow. Okay, you can see this. If I want to open my right arrow, right indicator, I have to press right indicator. I can right arrow for this. Now this is the one. And if I want to increase the speed, then actually I press the up arrow or maybe the joysticks here. Okay, so it will actually increase the speed of the car. And if I want to open the doors, then all I have to do is press A. Sorry, I have to click on this. You see this? You need to open. All the 4 doors I opened it. And the closes, closed. So this is a. Now I'll give you a scenario. Like for example, you are traveling in a car on a high speed. Suddenly, like, your door opens automatically. What happened? But suddenly your car opens. So that, so the who are actually coming behind you, they're gone, right? So another one, you are driving at high speed, suddenly your airbag opens. Another scenario, you are driving in a car on a high speed, suddenly your car got immobilized. That means sudden brake. The car will be thrown. What if your bonnet opens? What is the indicator is changing? What if suddenly like you are in a traffic, you're inside a high traffic, heavy traffic, and suddenly your car rises to 200 kilometer or 100 kilometer plus. Okay, or in your highway, you're supposed to travel at more than 80 kilometer speed, and your car goes uh, less than 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer. What will happen? Everything is a dangerous scenario here. How actually hackers do this? So that is what actually we're going to see here, right? So let me show you. Now assume this is my car environment, car setup, because this is a simulator environment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to open another window. Let me show you how actually things works. CD, IC. Okay, let me show you. Can sniffer. This actually is the traffic. Can you see the traffic is going on? How actually the controls or the car is communicating with the main CAN bus over the CAN bus network. Now actually I'll make it little understandable. Okay, the same thing but with a color code. So whatever you're seeing the red, that is actually parameter is changing. Now this is the traffic which is going around within the car with all the communication happening within the sensors. Okay, when you press the accelerator, okay, so the fuel flow should increase. Okay, fuel flow should increase and it should be sent to the engine. Just think about that. You possibly actually, but the fuel is not going. I stopped all the fuel. So the car will get stalled. Completely it will stall. Right? So how much fuel need? What is the command need to be sent? All this thing I can see from here. I can sniff from here. This is a manual. There are other softwares also which will give you in a plain text. You go to any car shops nowadays, service center, and you can tell them, okay, I want to see what actually you're doing on the sensors. I want to do a complete check on the sensors. They will bring the small device, okay, so small tab kind of device, and they'll actually use a wire. They'll put inside below your steering or maybe below your dashboard somewhere. So there will be a small adapter, so like a printer adapter. So they'll connect to that. Okay, after that they'll actually show you the sensors, how the sensors are working, how the sensors are behaving. Okay. Now these devices are small adapters, right? So these are available for few bucks, and they'll come with Bluetooth and I'll show you this. You can see this one. Let me show you that. OBD connectors, OBD2 connector. This is a connector. Can you see these are small things? They come with the Bluetooth interface. How much is costing? 500 rupees, not less than 500 rupees. Buy this one, put inside the car. After that, car will be under control. Now you can ask me, how do I get into this car? Because if I want to use this device into the car, it will be very difficult because I will not have the car will be locked. I will not be able to open that. Okay, so there are devices which is the radio frequency. Now every car is actually opened using the key fobs, right? The small keys. Okay, so what normally we used to do is we create the key fobs. Oh, we have a small tool for that. We put it in the parking area. Okay, morning I put in the parking area. So whoever is going or taking the car, they'll press the key. So the car door opens. That will be captured by my tool also. That will be like lying somewhere in the car parking area. So evening what I'll do, I'll go and pick up the device. I'll have all the radio frequency in that. I'll actually write everything into another key form. So the tools actually I can show you another tool which we call a keys. RFID duplicator. Okay. So this is the one. This is also available in Amazon. Can you see this? So these are the keys. Now this one I'll write it and actually put it in the car. I'll use it in the car for key fob. When I press this one, automatically the car will open. Okay, you don't have to like worry about what is actually those guys are going to do this. Another idea is, so if the guy is staying in 15th floor or 20th floor, okay, that key completely continuously it will actually keep sending the beacons, data transmission. So what I'll do, I'll pick up that signal standing somewhere nearby. Then I'll transmit to the car. I amplify it, I'll transmit to the car. While transmitting the car, I'll modify traffic with open command, which also opens the car. So without his knowledge, I can take the car out. That is also very possible. Tell me, if this thing happens, then it is easy for me. Like I don't want to take the car out today, but maybe some other time. But I want to control the car. All I have to do is I have to connect my OBD connectors. After that, I'm having a complete control on the car. Now let me show you how things are happening. Now you can see this, the traffic is going on. I'll open another window. Okay, so you can see this. Is there any variations happening on the traffic if I do some activity here? Okay, now you can see this. I'm just going to use indicator. Can you see this? There's something new came up. So mostly it will be on 188. Can you see this? After 183, on 188, the values are changing on every press. So when I started pressing, then only 188 came. Otherwise, it was not there. You can see this after 183, nothing was there. All right. Now, if I press right indicator, again 188 will come with a different value. Can you see this? 2. Earlier it was 1, it is 2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a small code here. I'm just going to manipulate the traffic. Okay. I'm just going to manipulate the traffic. Let me show you how things happen. Can send, we can 0. Now I know like 188. I'll say 0, 1. You can see the simulator here, dashboard here. You'll see the left indicator working. Can you see that? Now let me change the value to 2. Oh, right indicator working. Okay, let me change to 3 because 3 I don't know what is that. I'll change to 3. Can you see this? Both the indicators are working. So I just want to tamper this one. I'll say small script I'm writing while true. Slash hash 03. I'll put hash 03. Then say that. Can you see this? It's continuously on. I can slow down also. I can change the speed as well. Every 5 seconds only it will blink. You will end up wondering like what is happening around. Let me see this 1. Can you see this? The blinking continuously. Okay. The same thing. Now I know I know the points variables which actually on arbitration ID it is happening. Now let me show you how the doors are opening. Okay. Now can send we can 0. Let me take it to the top. It'll up. Just open shot. We can 0. So this actually happens on 19B arbitration ID. So since I actually do a lot of practice on this, so I remember that. So this is the parameters. So which door? We have 4 doors. We have this value. So let me click on this. Can you see all the 4 doors are open? Speed is not increasing. Okay, so some issue. Okay, let me check on that. But let us overspeed this also. So we'll do for another one. Maybe like FF 6 times F. Let me see. Can you see this? Jump in. Let me see. 4 FF. 4 FF is not working. Yeah, it's working. It's completing a few seconds. Don't use sleep. Yeah. Can you see that? I'm going to increase the speed. This is 120. Let me increase this one. I'll remove the sleep command. Can you see this? It's now going 300 miles per hour. Let's reduce this again. 0. Can you see this? While you are driving the highway, I reduce the speed to 10 kilometers, 10 miles. Right? So what is not possible? Everything is possible. So these are the good things actually. Sorry, not the good things. These are bad things. But if you know the bad things, then only you'll be able to do good things about that. Only if you know how to use, only if you know like what are the negativities or negative things you can do on the system, then it will be easy for you to protect. I can give another example for this. Like the weapon here is not changing at all. I'll give another example. So the thief or anyone actually the stealing guy, okay, or robber or whoever it is, he carries a pistol. Okay, the same weapon is carried by a policeman also. Okay, but is the weapon is changing? No, but who the person carries is changing here. With that, okay, so who will trust more, the thief or the policeman? Now I know that both the people cannot be trusted, but for your example, I'm just telling it. Okay, now you'll trust the police people. The reason is these guys, you know, like okay, but the technology is not changing. The pistol, the usage, the bullet, the pistol is not changing. The weapons are not changing. But if you know how to use a pistol, then you can protect people also. You can protect yourself also. What if you don't know how to use a pistol? You turn it against you only. You'll get shot by yourself. So you know like how to use the technique. You know the consequence of that. Now, if you don't know, like, okay, shooting with a pistol will kill a person. If you don't know that, you'll end up killing all the people there. So the thing is, you should know how to protect yourself. You should know how to like what kind of data you are actually exposing to the internet. You should limit your exposure. You should ensure that you are not using incorrect tools or incorrect numbers. Okay, and always be careful while using new technology. That I tell you. Okay, trust, that is one factor which you should not have when it comes to the cybersecurity. Okay, so I'll give you another example. You go shop, okay, you go for a salon or somewhere, okay, so you wanted to shave on this, and that the guy carries, you trust that guy because he can also cut your throat, but you still trust that guy. But what if your girlfriend or your wife is carrying a knife when you're trying to enter your house? You'll trust them? You'll never. So it's not actually the weapon, it is about the attitude. Whether you're going to do for a good cause or going to do for a bad cause, that is what actually decides whether you are going to do good things in cybersecurity or bad things in cybersecurity. It is always a good thing actually to learn. So if you want to think like you want to secure a system, you have to think like a hacker. You need to think like a bad guy. Then only you'll be able to do a better security. You have to implement a better security on this. Okay, so that actually with this one, so you might have understood what is the importance of the cybersecurity and why actually we are using this one. Okay, why actually we are talking about the IoT security. Okay, apart from that, there are other things as well. So I want to show you one more video. So 1 second, I'll just get that video ready. So there is actually on the 1 second. I don't know whether I've shown this video or not. I'm not sure of this. Maybe like you are trying for some time. Let me show you that video. Did I show you this anatomy of IoT attack? Anyone? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. What is sir?
So I was asking like, if did I show this anatomy of IoT attack?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. I shown this video.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This one.
The race is on to get a fully self-driving car to market.
Autonomous car companies Opticon promises of cars that drive themselves. Opticon's new car.
Most of it, but some of the research may be gone for good. According to the forensics, they may have had access to the blueprints. The FBI.
So, walk me through it, step by step.
I took over the website to a bowling alley.
Brian, this is not a joke.
Okay, look. They have this research facility down in the peninsula, and they're working on optical tracking cameras for driverless cars. So, just searching through social media, I get the names of a whole bunch of engineers who are working there. And as I'm looking them up, I come across this bowling league where a bunch of tech companies play every Wednesday. And this is an old school bowling alley with this really ancient website. And it has all the league info, company names, player names.
Okay, so you hacked into a bowling alley website.
Yeah.
All right, explain how that works.
It's called an iframe injection attack. It's this old exploit that hits anyone that visits the website. So a week later, this guy from Opticon suddenly had my malware on his laptop. I believe it worked. It's like a joke.
What does that get you?
Well, the next day he goes to work and he opens his laptop and he connects to the network. That's it. I'm in.
Yeah, but that still doesn't get you inside. I mean, they discovered it. They wiped the laptop, scanned the network.
They didn't scan the whole network. The thermostat's part of the network. It's inside the firewall. It's connected to Opticon's entire network. You can get the whole standard configuration and password online in 30 seconds. They're off the manufacturer's website. So they scanned most of the network. They didn't scan the thermostat.
Then what?
Then I just went exploring. It was a totally flat network, no subnet. I could see everything: HR files, legal documents, R&D. When I found the blueprints, I realized I could make some money off these files.
What happened after you sent the files?
Oh, then I burned everything down. I wiped everything I could find, the encrypted drives and deleted backups. I was just scared, just trying to cover my tracks.
And somebody paid you how much exactly?
75 Bitcoins.
Nice. Not enough to retire on, but still. All right, Brian Page. Are you sure you don't know who paid you?
European automaker QCar has beaten Opticon to market with their QX sedan, the world's first self-driving car. Opticon shares toppled 11%.
So nowadays, connected devices are becoming the most vulnerable primary target for the cyber attacks. Okay, so with this one, actually, like by 2020, there will be 30 billion devices connected to this one. This is actually like study from the Cisco, but otherwise, if you see the Gartner report, it is more than that. Okay, so there are a lot of things actually that's happening around with the connected device nowadays, and it is the future now. It is going to be the future now. Okay, so if you see, all the attacks are happening or being directed towards the connected devices. I'll show you one more video like that was done on the Cherokee Jeep Cherokee. So you know about this one, right? That car actually recently. This is actually, they really killed a Jeep on the highway. The same thing actually what I did, right? Sorry. See this one. There's actually two researchers. Now you can see this guy was driving the car over the highway. Now there are two other friends of his, actually this guy, they were controlling the steering completely. You can see this. So actually like reducing the speed, they are doing everything remotely. The same tools, whatever we have used, right? The CAN utilities, they are also using the same tools. Now with this one, they are actually pulling the car by the roadside and they are stalling the car completely. Now you can see this guy was not able to push the car, and you can see that entertainment system also being hacked. It's able to display everything. The similar thing, okay, you might have seen in English movies or maybe in Tamil movies also, there are some movies which shows this thing. So this is a practical is done. Okay, so I have done for one of a car, actually like a car show. So that happened in Goa and one in Bangalore. So where actually I demonstrated this. But these actually is coming up nowadays. Like it is actually coming up in the sense like there are a lot of ways you can do with it, whether the hardware, software, all this stuff. So all the communication, you don't have to like go physically or you have to do a car only. You can do it remotely as well. Okay. So before we wind up, I want to show one more video. So how actually the targeted attacks goes on. What are the techniques actually attackers do? So just give me a minute before I start this video. Just like set up the audio for this. Don't be a victim. Okay, so let me start this video. It's a 5 minutes video. After that, we'll get onto the Q&A session.
There is a battle raging, one that many don't even realize exists. A fight in which anyone can be the victim and anyone can be the aggressor. It can be motivated by politics, by ideals, or simply by financial gain. Just recently, a large company was targeted, and due to one of these attacks, ended up more than $60 million worse off. Targeted attacks are a reality. What you're about to see is based on the real story of one such attack. They don't even go there. Go where? Everyone knows hand shot first, hand shot second. What are you talking about? You're not seeing the original 1977? Social interaction. Because the departments staffing them on wall. Like online events. They talk about employer also security and internet facing systems. We need to know what we're dealing with here. Examine the target's defenses and know what they're up against. Now they're hacking and encoding from malware samples to make sure they remain unaffected by standard security software. John is using anonymized software to connect to underground forums. These are used for attack toolkits, intelligence, or even just for criminals to operate each device. What do we have, Ralph?
Well, we have our tools set up. And the ones that didn't get picked up any of the security scanners we set up. But for access, we set up a booby trap website that will install the tool on the computer as soon as the user gets there. The link was sent to all the addresses that we found on the social profiles of the employees. Now we just got to wait for them to take the bait.
Fortunately, the security software recognized the URL the criminals were using to book it, and email was automatically deleted.
That was 2 days ago. Has anyone taken the tool yet?
No.
Then we need something else.
Maybe the old-fashioned way. The old free method.
Hi. So this is could you take it out, please?
What are you talking about?
Well, a lot of people talking about lowering pay.
This is it. The criminals have broken through the pen test, combining a zero-day exploit with some social engineering to get the victims open their malicious file. The feature is now under their control, and they can use the user account to begin exploring the network undetected. The hackers have free information they can use to exploit the system and gain high privileges to access the data. Here they find a login page to the database and attempt an SQL injection attack. It fails. They find an email from another user to access the database and spend in. After dumping the local password, admin credentials, they browse the network to find the machine belonging to the new target. They connect with remote desktop to drop a backdoor for later use and access the local hard drives, searching them for sensitive data.
We picked up a minor breach on one of our workstations. We've isolated it and made a thorough scan. We found the bot and removed it. Everything's fine now.
So we threw some backdoor. We have domain admin, which means we have access to the network. It's so close. It's a done deal.
Now it's time for the payoff. Exfiltration. They return to the compromised machine and find their goal. Credential for development database. Brute force attack against the server gets them root access and their free clients source of the critical project. All they have to do now is bring it home.
Just like that.
These types of cyber are thousands of dollars. Traditional security simply can't be done. Criminals can test their attacks to the point of invisibility and use legitimate compromised accounts to stay under the radar once inside a network. Effective security should operate on the assumption that breach will happen. Effective security should be your eyes and ears throughout the network, enabling you to detect and contain every aspect of a targeted intrusion. In one recent survey, more than 70% of respondents felt that their own organization's security activities were insufficient to cope with such eventuality. Oh, God. Don't be a victim.
Okay, I hope you might have enjoyed this video. Okay, so we are in the last few minutes of the session now. So you have any questions before we wind up? Anything you would like to ask, anything you would like to know about this? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was asking like if is there any questions you want to ask me?
In my part, it was very clear.
Okay. So well, in the case, I think like we are done with the session now. I think there are some questions in the chat. Let me check. Microsoft. Okay. So, Shalaba, to monitor babysitters at home, cameras are installed, sir. You mean it is not advisable? So I don't think your babysitters are tech-savvy guys. Okay. Only problem is even actually you are using remote cameras. You want to watch everything over there. Okay, so you want to see everything in the real time. So ensure that it is not running on the default port. Okay, or maybe like you can add your IDS or IPS, or maybe like you can add one more security layer onto the cameras, because the cameras, when it is installed, it will go with the default configuration. So they will not actually add security on that. So that means like which makes your camera also vulnerable, which can be monitored by anyone. If something happens in your home, like you are watching the camera or you are watching your room through your mobile, similarly the hackers also will be able to see that. So it is not, I'm not going to say it is not advisable. You can use it, but please add more security or please configure your device. Okay, that actually will delay the attack process. That's it. I'm not going to say it cannot be delayed, it cannot be attacked. You can actually harden the system. That actually ensures that only you are able to get into that. So the configuration available with the device itself, you can check those configuration. You can add your IPS, you can add your firewall, and you can ensure that only one user will be able to access. That means only your mobile or your husband's mobile will be able to see that. That means you can read the number of device also at any point of time. This also will help you to stop the attacks from other attacks. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone want to put on the chat? You can actually do it now. Okay, while paying where credit card number is hacked, if it is hacking is possible now. So there are certain credit card cloners available. Credit card cloning, duplicate emissions available. So you can buy from this also. This is the one actually I would say. This comes from 1000 something. Okay. So you can actually swipe the card immediately. That information, everything will get copied. Okay, so your name, your ID number, expiry date, everything can be copied, which can be written to some device. Okay, so I can show you that reader writer instead of duplicator. I would say reader writer machine. This will come around some 15,000 something. Can you see the writer, credit card writer machine? Magnetic strip. So there is a reader writer machine. This one. This is reader. This is the reader. Okay, this is available in Amazon. You can go for it. Amazon.net in also is there. So the card. So you get blank card also. Okay, so which means once you swipe your card, are you able to see my screen? So are able to swipe the original card, then you can duplicate information into multiple cards. That means you are one card have multiple close. Got it? So credit card, you are swiping whenever you are giving to someone for swiping. For example, you go to a restaurant, you try to get it swipe, so they take the card with them. So be very careful with that. Okay, so what happens is they can clone the card in multiple, they use it in multiple locations as well. Okay. Any other questions? Have I been on? Can you share your email ID? We'll check it right away. Someone has mentioned that the email ID is not hacked. That. Okay, let me check. So, Professor Vilas Kishan. Can you email ID? Mention your email ID here. Okay, so let me show you that. If you want, you can go to this site, you can type in your email ID, you can check if it is hacked or not. It will tell you how many locations ever actually is getting exposed. It will tell you that. Like you can see this, my email ID was spawned in 7 locations. And actually I managed to block that thing. So, okay, it was exposed. Dunzo, LinkedIn, Netlog, all places. I hope that answers your question. Okay, any other questions you have? Yeah, okay, sir has given this number. Okay, let me check. I have been found. Okay, on this email ID, let's check. Oh, sir, yours also breached on 7 locations. Okay, Mashable, LinkedIn. Then there are some other places also where actually it was hacked. So your job titles, name, phone number, everything is compromised. 0 day, and the site, get into the site, you can get detailed information on this. I hope that answered your question. So what is this form? Oh, feedback link. Okay, any other questions? So I'll pass 3 minutes now. I take. So let me thank you all for being patient and showing your patience during the entire program. And yeah, over to Vasant sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, you have given a very interested lecture in this topic. I think the participants also very much interested, and I have been very surprised that so much of the participants asked some questions in the session only, sir. Even before session, they are not asking any questions. In this session, they asked some questions because of this security hacks only, I think, sir.
Okay, that's a great thing. Okay, thanks so much for that.
Thank you for me, sir. I shall call Mrs. Ramya Margesan to give you a vote of thanks to you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ramya. I thank the chief guest for giving this wonderful technical content and sharing his wonderful precious timing with us. And also, I thank all those participants for their patience and interacting and gathering all those informations. I thank everyone and department coordinators and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ramya. Thanks to all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vasant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I'll connect with you separately on this after this.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Participants have been shared the link, feedback link. You can fill the feedback link. The link will be closed at 4:20 p.m. So before that, you can fill the feedback. Those who have filled the feedback, you can leave the session. Thank you so much.